So, welcome back to another scene for Lost Cub, where we are today playing the Alexandria edition. Bill Goes Bananas. But yes, we will be setting scene in lovely Alexandria here, where Bill, our buddy Bill, Bill, has, well, his entire family situated, and at least one of his businesses or homes. Or I mean, it's a weird situation, really. Bill's got things kind of splayed out. Definitely took that whole "don't put all your eggs in one basket" to heart, I guess. So, having talked to his brother not that long ago, just to make sure things were kosher, he's headed up to hang out, have some quality bro time with his bro Chacho, his brotato, who has asked for a chance to hang out again. So Bill, buddy, pal, as you're heading into town, given the old broski a call or a text. I don't know. Feels weird. He might be a caller. Who calls people anymore?
People who don't text and drive.
Oh, jeez. Nobody does that. But yeah, you give him a call, and you know what? He will actually say, why don't you come on by my place? Carlita's out at work. Taking the day.
Oh, okay.
And so Bill rolls through lovely Alexandria and towards one of the decent neighborhoods. Are you gonna deviate at all? You got any other shit you want to do, buddy pal friendo?
Bill drives completely within the confines of the law, like grandmothers and people who know there are loaded guns in their car. And we'll go to one of the occult shops he knows of.
All right.
In the area.
All right, fuck it. Yeah, on your way in, you swing around. You looked up a couple places that were kind of interesting. One of the ones that seems to be like, the biggest one that's not like a little tiny hole in the wall. I mean, it's not that big. It's not like we're talking these guys advertise, but so much. But often one of the kind of more obscure strip malls where you've got like the little mom and pop Italian place and a couple other places. Naturally, there's an Anytime Fitness. There's always an Anytime Fitness. They're all over the goddamn place. But there's a place called, the store is called On Point.
Bill and Bill's sunglasses go into On Point.
Bill and Bill's sunglasses. We'll see. The following.
It's pretty on point.
It's pretty on point, all things considered. You walk in and it's got, it's pretty, I mean, that place is retro as fuck. There's that. Turning to glance at the opposite wall, there's more of like this. Behind another counter.
He will stare at all of the creepy bottles and then rotate until he sees books.
There will definitely be some books. There's also a number of interesting things to behold.
Oh boy.
How much window shopping you want to do there, buddy? Take a look around at what kind of stuff they have on display.
He'll take a fair look around, even though his primary target is books.
All right, so for the sake of getting them out there, one moment. Boop, boop, and boop. The proprietor, as far as you can tell, or at least the only guy in the shop right now, glances up and gives a wave as you come in. And just it's kind of the let me know if you need anything situation. It's this old fella, kind of eccentric. But he didn't seem to have over much issue. Then again, you've only just come in the door. So roll me some Ooh, eeny, meeny, miny. You have investigation. Let's go for that.
I'm gonna investigate this bookstore.
I mean, it's definitely more than a bookstore. It is an entire cult shop. Thus, all the labeled bottles.
2.
Two. So the
Yeah,
ones.
because I don't think his perception specialty plays into this.
What's his specialty?
Oh wait, it's detail oriented.
Oh,
3.
all right. You find some interesting things. You don't know if this guy gets these somewhere else. They're in the cases, but up on display are things like this.
Yeah, when Bill sees that, like you can see him just thinking about it, and
There's
he does the mimey motion with his hand, just trying to imagine the stake in it, like yeah, yeah, yeah.
let's see. That's number one.
Yeah.
Let's
The other hand mimes the hammer, like pa pa pa.
like bah, bah, bah. There's another one.
Ugh.
And eeny meeny miny.
No. The next one's just gonna be a head in the fucking jaw.
Nah. It's way creepier than that.
Oh boy.
Eeny meeny miny. We'll go with this one. But yeah, there's a number of these are the larger briefcase ones. There's a lot of small shit in there too on the shelves. You could take some time and like poke around and look at them if you liked, but there's a lot of interesting things in this store. In fact, I'll give you for free, if only because I imagine if you get close enough. Let's face it, I don't think you guys have encountered a lot of silver, but there is a point where you're kind of going down the case like, oh, look at that. Ooh, look at that.
Ugh.
And you get by this one and it like it's just the hairs on your arm kind of stick up a little.
Mm.
Kind of like, ooh,
That is old
this makes me
timey.
uncomfortable.
That is an inefficient gun. He's like staring at it. He's not gonna look with his hands because this thing looks expensive.
Like I said, they're basically when you what you're looking at are in cases similar to these. There's also big displays and whatnot. But these are clearly set up so people can't just reach in and fuck with them.
If I were to fire that thing, would I have a equal chance of just blowing up in my fucking hand? No. No.
No.
I'm gonna save up for you, though. I got ideas for you. He's saying to himself as he points at the silver musket balls.
Makes the little daddy will come back. Strokes the glass.
It's okay. You wait right there. I'll be back. And he will then approach the proprietor.
You approach the old fella. Honestly, doesn't seem at all fussed by your weird behavior. If he noticed at all, he's kind of got the
He doesn't look like he gives a fuck.
That man gives so few fucks about anything.
He looks like his last fuck given occurred 30 years ago on New Year's Eve.
Specifically on New Year's?
Yes.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be especially fussed by any of your behaviors or really your presence per se. But he'll take a look up, and yes, he does have a little cigar. He doesn't give a fuck.
Smoking laws. What are those?
It's his fucking store, and he'll smoke it if he fucking wants to. How about that? Catch me outside. Hop it up.
I would want to fucking catch him outside. Knock me the fuck out. Um,
But yeah, he will essentially look up from where he's. You realize that he's not just reading the paper; he's doing the old man thing, like you do, doing the crossword. Got to keep sharp.
gotta keep sharp.
So yeah, he kind of glances up as you walk over, like folds the paper, sets it down. What can I do for you?
I would like one copy each of every book you have on ghosts and every book you have on vampires.
There's a blank. Like there's a pause and a bit of an askance look. Sorry, must be my hearing. Say that again, son.
I would like one copy each of every book you have on ghosts and every book you have on vampires.
All right. And he kind of, he does the old man out of off his stool and starts moving over. He does have a book section. It's maybe not as grand as Bill might have hoped. It's not a whole wall like the bottles of various herbs and Lord knows what kinds of chemicals and things. But he toddles over with his little old man walk. Takes him a second. Thankfully, you don't have the impatient flaw, so it's not an issue. And he kind of glances over. You that's a good number of books you're asking for there.
I can write a check.
All right. And he proceeds to go behind the counter for a moment and pushes out one of those little like wheelie carts. It's got the top shelf and then it's got a bottom piece. You imagine he uses it to restock.
This is everything I've hoped for.
So he pulls out the little cart and starts going through and plucking books from the shelves and just carefully lining them up on the cart until you have 2 full rows of books. There's a moment where he pauses, kind of like picks up the hat for a moment, runs his hand under it. He's the better part bald, but it's still one of those like whoo moments where you can tell he's just kind of appreciating, like, well, that's Jesus. Like, you can tell he only keeps like one copy of any given book for most of them because, let's face it, you don't imagine a lot of people are coming in here for the books. So yeah, he's just like has to take a moment and reel as his bookshelf rapidly empties. Kind of glances over. Anything else I can get for you?
Not at the moment.
All right. He takes hold of the cart, which thankfully makes it a lot easier for him to carry a metric ton of books. Not quite a metric ton, but no small number. And he just pulls it along with him as he toddles back behind the counter and starts very dutifully scanning each and every one.
Under Bill's watchful gaze.
Yeah. I mean, you just get to watch an old man, not with the speed and dexterity of these youngest kids working at their registers in their grocery stores. No, he very dutifully, picks up each book, scans, and it goes in. Well, he starts piling them into a bag, and then kind of after, the first 10 books are scanned, kind of looks like this is not going to work out, and seems to be kind of processing. And pops up again. Toddles into the back. Toddles slowly back out. And you see him, like, as he's got the door cracked open. You know how with crates of, like, wine bottles, they'll have those little dividers in them?
Yes.
And you see him kind of pause at the door, and he plucks that thing out, kind of folds it so it, like, folds flat, and just kind of flings it behind him. Like, meh. that get out of here, kind of, like, tosses him as he comes out with a box. And starts carefully loading them into that as they're scanned. And then inevitably has to get up and get another box. But he does manage to stack them so it's both boxes are really full and probably quite heavy. But by the time he's done, he has scanned well, let's put it this way: it's more than a good $20, and
It's gonna
has
be a minute.
carefully tucked them all in, and has the 2 boxes set on the cart. As he finally like rings up the entire thing, is like, that'll be who?
Bill cuts the man a check.
Yeah, he's old enough to still take checks. Fuck it. He has faith in the banks and
This
his
is a
ability to deal with them.
fucking occult shop run by Grandpa gives no fucks. I would be surprised if he didn't accept checks.
Nope, he'll totally take it. He will probably ask to see your ID just so he can like confirm the name on the checks versus yours, or that the info is good.
Bill looks a lot happier in his ID.
Contrary to literally everyone else in humanity. Actually, no, a lot of people smile for those pictures, and I don't understand why. So yeah, he checks your ID and checks the info against what's on the check, shrugs happily, and just puts that right in the till there. He kind of glances over, goes, "You want to use the card?"
Yes, I do.
And yeah, he'll hop up again, toddle, 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 nudging it around the counter.
And Bill will make very quick use of it. But being a young werewolf, it's not fucking hard for him to just load the boxes in the back of his car.
No, it's really not a big deal. The cart just makes it easier, so you don't have to like carry them in a stack and worry about one of them toppling over or something.
Yeah. But now the back seat of his car is just books.
It is.
And he will dutifully come back with the cart.
He seems to. There is the tiniest glimmer of appreciation as you push the cart back into the fucking, shop instead of like trying to leave it in the parking lot or some shit.
Fuck no. Dude did him a solid. Pay back in full.
Yeah.
All right. Pleasure doing business with you.
Yep. You give us a call if you need anything else. They'll actually offer you one of the little cards out of their little card holder.
Bill will take that card.
Ta-da! Yeah, you now have a small, well, not small, but a collection of books and a newly acquired business card. As the little old man toddles back to his seat, plunks down, gives a nod, and once he's gotten the impression that you're heading out, we'll go back to his crossword.
All right. Now, Bill's original plan was to do this trick twice, but a smart Bill will save that for another time once he's cataloged the titles he already has.
Outrageous.
So now he's just going to head to his brother's place with this shit.
With 2 big boxes of books. All right. So yeah, you've you make a brief side stop. I mean, not as brief as it could have been because old Grandpappy there needed a minute to get from point A to B several times.
Deal with the fact that his stock just cleared in like 5 minutes.
Yep. Gonna have to put in a book order tonight.
Gonna be a long one.
But yeah, so you finally cut through town and head over into one of the nicer neighborhoods, and it is a gated neighborhood. It's one of those things where you have to like, you know your brother's little code to punch in at the little keypad so you can get the gate open.
Bill eyes the security guard while he punches the code.
Eyeball him real good.
Because he knows his general appearance plus rage makes most see him as an undesirable. And it's just so satisfying to just study the security guard's face while he punches in a code that works. Just, fuck you. Just that combination of confusion and hurt.
It's just the most. Why are you like that little fuck you? Fucking got me. I wasn't ready.
So, yeah. Bill goes on in.
Yeah, You drive in, and sure, inevitably you'll come around to, your brother's house out of the many. I mean, you don't see his car because it's probably parked in the fancy garage. He's got a two-car garage.
Okay, Bill parks in the driveway like an asshole.
I mean, like a person? Really?
No, specifically like an asshole.
What does he do? Like park fucking... Oh, I was about to say it too. Oh, Bill. What kind of person would do this?
Kind of person who buys 2 crates of occult books for no fucking reason.
For little to no reason. All right. Jesus Lord.
Just wait until Bill gets into the high stakes, high speed world of people who buy actual dangerous old timey tomes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to put dangerous in air quotes here. Half of them were fucking cookbooks. Let's be real.
Yeah,
And the other half were just God knows what. But either way, while Bill fills his head with thoughts of old-timey tomes, half of which were cookbooks, the other half of which were just fucking nonsense, but people took them very seriously. Especially the cookbooks. He will go ring the doorbell.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, ring the doorbell and sure enough, answering, still comfy robed, is your brochato, your brochacho, brosidon, king of the broshin.
Oh my god, does that thing have a thread count?
He kind of grins. Yeah, you bet your ass it does. Well, steps aside to open the door for you.
Bill will come in, finally take off his sunglasses.
Da-na-na.
That must have been the trippiest part for the old dudes. This guy kept his fucking shades on the whole way. Either way, he will come in, he will examine the swankiness of this particular McMansion. I have no idea what Chris Evans is thinking about in this picture, but he's thinking hard.
I'm just sitting here realizing these are actually a pretty good choice for brothers. Though clearly one takes after dad and one takes after mom, but it's like, look at them. The fucking hairline. Oh, all of it. It's fucking beautiful. So yeah, he beckons you in, and let's face it, what time of day are you getting there?
I mean, by now it's probably early till not early morning. We didn't come out as the rooster crowed, but like by the time he gets there, I guarantee you it's like mid to late morning.
And yeah, you're a lovely brother. I need to eventually memorize people's names because I'm bad at it. What is my life? I need to actually open this. Alright. But yeah, Calvin will wander into the kitchen and be like, pick up a mug he's already got on standby. Got to point over to, you guessed it, the Keurig. There is, there's a couple different bottles pulled down next to it. Suppose it's kind of early to be drinking together, but Irish coffee?
Yep.
Nods. And yeah, he'll go over and actually start, like, just thunking the things together. Using the Keurig as something he can do on autopilot.
There's Bill, full of the blood of the wolf, is already just to the brim of vim and vigor, and an unstoppable, unspeakable rage strikes fold. Barely contained from moment to moment, ready to explode at any time. It's what gets your pep in your step in the morning.
What the fuck did you just say? your brother goes over and, sets you up, comes back over and hands you a coffee and toddles back out into the living room. Yeah, and just kind of finds the comfy spot he's already in. The TV is just muted from where he obviously got up to answer the door. But he plunks down pretty readily. So, how is Bill Williamson and Sons?
Oh, we lost a staff member. I'm still looking for people, but doing pretty well. Honestly, a lot of my money got shifted over to my investments. I understand the stock market's not always in tip top, but the way I've got things spread out, it's like this never ending fucking piggy bank that just keeps growing every time I check in.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me too. Honestly, I think I just got lucky a few times and it just kept growing in on itself.
Yeah, he just kind of shrugs, like, in a very, like, huh.
I mean, you gotta appreciate this. I make most of my money just double checking other people's work. Like, I don't even have to do most of the heavy lifting. They're just paranoid enough to pay me.
Let's see, going back like our high school teacher with the red pen. Kind of grins.
Yeah. Except if little Timmy gets an F in this case, the F usually stands for fired.
Or audit, I imagine.
That is not up to me to decide. Usually they want to engage me to avoid that.
Fair enough. So what about outside of work? Have you seen anyone yet?
Nope.
Nothing?
I mean, check my investments. Very married to those and my job. Picked up a few hobbies.
Hobbies?
Hobbies?
You? Hobbies?
Yeah. Like hiking. Been doing a lot of hiking.
He kind of smirks because for some reason of all the hobbies you could have put out there, you say hiking, he's just kind of like, hiking.
I'm serious. Been spending a lot of time out in the Blue Ridge.
How many photos have you taken of all your hiking?
Fucking zero.
Oh. Edgy.
Nah, it just didn't occur to me when I'm out there.
You actually like it, huh?
Yeah. But honestly, like, a considerable amount of my time just gets chewed up driving from place to place. I mean, you gotta think about it. I got a place in Roanoke I have to check on periodically. I've got here for a combination of the stuff I got here and, well, family. And I got fucking Chesapeake.
No hope for vacation days.
I was considering renting out a space in a strip mall or something. If I ever get some more employees.
Oh, so you got offices in all three places?
Right now, it's a home office type situation, but one of these days, the dream is that it turns into an office type situation.
Huh. What about your employees if you're home officing it? Telecommuting?
Yeah. Combination of telecommuting, and I actually used to have a person who. This is the person who left, which really fucking stung me in the ass. On top of everything else they were supposed to be doing, their main job was to keep an eye on my fucking server room and to look after the house. but they have since moved on.
Huh.
After eating everything I left in the fridge and all of my ramen.
He kind of smirks at that. Those good help's hard to find.
She was a nice girl. I mean, I probably should have been clear that there was like a fridge limit. But I guess when you're 19, you open the fucking refrigerator door and nobody's told you no.
You're a 19-year-old girl to watch your house.
Her parents were like farmers. She seemed good people.
The skeptical look is so real.
I'm new to hiring.
I can tell. Sits up again. Just got a pretty easy grin going. Pretty low key right now. It's weird. Well, I haven't talked to, Dad about it yet. But after last time, all the talking, started talking to Carlita about it. She's, not game.
I bet she's not.
No, not even remotely. Not sure what she's so fussed about. My bank account still just kind of like waves a hand.
I mean, this is the way I see it. Most people take a certain comfort in consistency. They mistake it for security. Okay. Up until now, in fact, technically, even now, because you haven't made the move yet, you've had a level of consistency that provides a perfect illusion of security. You wanting to strike things out on your own, do what you're passionate about, threatens that image. Most people aren't going to jump for it, especially not people like Carlita who are all about the image of security. So, of course, she's going to buck on it.
You're telling me. Well, like it or not, I have taken a, it brings up the figure quotes, sabbatical. Moved over some of my jobs. The other guys could totally handle it. Kind of nods, like, yeah, totally got it.
I mean, you got to have at least one or two young guys out to prove themselves anyway, right?
Oh, yeah, these guys been nipping at my heels for ages. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to prove how adept they are at taking something very dramatically at the last moment. For all that they have, months to work on the case, go through all my notes. But, very dramatically last moment and pull it out of the fire. Just kind of...
I am certain that at the next, you guys do quarterly meetings?
Oh, yeah.
At the next meeting about the meeting, they will engage in the ancient ritual of the Thunderdome to see who can take the credit faster.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. He doesn't even deny it. Just lounged back, has the arm up on the back of the couch, and the other hand has the Irish coffee. Oh, yeah.
Nah, listen, you've got a perfectly comfortable spot to take on this venture from. And if things do get a little fucking choppy in the meantime, I can hook you up with some contract work, nothing long term.
I should be alright. I haven't exactly quit. Lord knows I'm still in high demand, so taking some time off. He just kind of wobbles the hand. It'll take a little chunk out of the bank account, but it won't be the end of the world.
Nope.
What do you do besides hiking?
A lot of reading these days. I'm bizarrely interested in folklore and shit like that.
Folklore.
You know, ghouls, ghosts, things that go bump in the night.
There's like a moment where he kind of sits back and looks at you. Never struck me as a type.
Yeah, me either.
You're gonna go ghost hunting in the local abandoned asylum?
I don't think we're at the level of breaking and entering to take some shaky cam just yet, but we'll work our way there.
Cameras haven't come in yet, have they? That's the real word.
Yeah.
As Bill, like, there's this moment, and I know it's not always great form to talk about a character's inner thoughts, but there's this moment where Bill could just think, I don't even need a fucking camera, to be honest. Like, just show up.
They're all like, "Hey, girl."
Hello, we have problems. Yeah, Bill shrugs and laughs it off.
What got you into that?
Oh,
Or have you
I
secretly
was
been fascinated with ghosts this whole time and told no one?
no, I was at a party and some folks got on about it. To be honest, they were just bitching because they had taken some elective or something or the fuck other. But the whole idea of it just kind of caught me unaware and started getting into it myself.
Again, it's just kind of that sit back, sip the coffee thoughtfully. Yeah, still kind of just looks over at you. Still don't really seem like the type. It's
I'll say I met a guy today who seemed like the type, and I guarantee you he didn't seem like the type when he first got into it either.
a guy today.
Yeah, I went by a shop with the kind of books I'd be into, and had all kinds of crazy shit. They had these like theme suitcases. And one of them was obviously for vampires. There was like a fucking stake, like right there, and I was like, "What is going on?" And I go down the row. Oh no, this one obviously is the fucking centerpiece, probably the most expensive thing in that fucking building. Okay,
He like sits up a little bit to hear this one. All right.
so this one had what I can only assume is Wolfsbane, a Michelangelo's diagram, except it's like a werewolf, a fucking muzzle loading pistol, and really shittily cast silver musket balls.
Are you serious?
I mean, the silver looked legit. It looked like straight up sterling, but very poorly cast, probably on purpose to give it that authentic bit of chipping. All of which was kept
Wow.
very, very tightly in these like glass mason jar type deals. And all I could think looking at this was just like, there's no rod for the pistol. How the fuck are you gonna load it?
You think that thing even still fires?
I would have had to take a closer look at it, but I wasn't willing to pay the money to take a closer look at it.
Did it have what? The packets of powder or whatever the hell they used?
Looked like I was probably gonna have to go to like a sporting goods store to get my hands on that.
They carry that in sporting goods stores? He like looks. Wait.
You're goddamn right they do. They sell muzzle loaders in sporting goods stores.
Are there still literally guns that you have to load down the muzzle and like have a ramrod?
Yeah.
Like some, I don't know, Civil War shit.
Not only do those guns exist, but they are sold regularly enough that we could go to a sporting goods store right now and find one. And if we were really into it, we could look up online when specifically muzzleloading season is and for what type of animal.
Nah, I'm calling this bluff. He finally sits up, like waving the hand, like, no, there's no way.
He's like, I'm fucking serious. They get their own season, just like bows and regular guns do.
There is no way. He like reaches over for his laptop, like, no, no.
Bill waits patiently because I'm gonna tip the ST off here. That's a real thing.
I believe you, but he's still just like, no, there's no way. As he pulls up the, you can tell he's like pulling up Google, like there's no way. Oh, holy fucking shit! Why would anyone use a muzzleloader?
Why would anyone use a bow? Or a spear, for that matter?
People still spear hunt.
Fuck yes, they do. And it gets intense.
No. As he's like, you can see him starting to pull up another tab. Like, no.
Pull up YouTube. They're very proud of themselves.
YouTube.
Yes.
The skeptical glance and that kind of like, oh, that moment of like, oh god.
They don't chase the animals. They like prop themselves up in a tree and either throw them or come down with the spear. One of the two.
He's like, I have typed spear hunting into YouTube, and the suggested searches are spear hunting alligator, deer, crocodile, fucking baboon. Who spear hunts? I'm clicking alligator. I regret everything I've ever done.
People do this shit. I mean, people pistol hunt too, man. Like, I guess they just want to run life on challenge mode. This is the kind of shit I learn about hanging out in Roanoke and, well, the Blue Ridge Mountains.
This man has attached a GoPro to his spear.
Modern technology at its finest.
Bill's just fucking laughing.
You can see him like clicking through a video, like just kind of skimming through. You've got to be joking.
Oh, you think that's fucking scary? Just imagine there are people out there that will spear hunt bears.
Are people suicidal?
I mean,
Yeah, they do. As he like types into YouTube again, it kind of like, ugh.
I mean, personally, I don't approve of it. Just kind of rubs me the wrong way hunting something you have no intention or need to eat. But
I mean, yeah, I'm not seeing the appeal.
no, bear's just doing its bear thing. Leave it the fuck alone. Though that video of that bear just destroying that kayak gets me every time.
What? He leans in.
Yeah, there's this video. I guess this lady was kayaking out in the middle of God knows where. And black bear came up like black bears do because she was probably carrying food she hadn't properly sealed. And it's coming over to her, and she sprays it. It does not like this, as bears are wont to not like getting fucking sprayed in the eyes with bear mace. And the bear chooses to express this, in spite of the fact that there is no food or anything to be had with this kayak, by destroying it. And she is screaming at it the entire time.
I'm not seeing how this is effective as he like scoots through a video again, just clipping along.
I mean, bear mace is no joke. That'll get a bear to, okay, that will get some bears to leave you alone. Black bears, kind of a 50-50 whether they are going to have a go at you or leave, but I'd say predominantly they like easy things. And when you make yourself not easy and you're not in their territory per se, they're going to move on to something that's not trying to spray them in the eyes with bear mace.
Yeah, I can fucking imagine.
Anything bigger, however, and congratulations, you have pissed it off and are the sole focus of its attention.
Yep. That seems like a whole world of shit I don't need to be doing. Probably like just closes YouTube.
Yeah, this is just the kind of shit that like I per se have to know about hiking because those animals are out there and they're doing their own thing, and I am the one traipsing around their backyard.
Yeah. Imagine. Oh shit.
Honestly, the tensest thing I had going on with me was one time I was up there and there was a bobcat, and it was kind of looking dopey and irritable, and I was trying to leave it be, but it was one of those things where I was kind of headed in the direction I was headed. So this was a constant presence, and closer look, very obviously had rabies.
Ugh. Like that
Yeah,
look, he's like, oh god.
yeah, you can imagine. I mean, I don't want to fucking contract rabies. It was kind of sad, man. Forced a confrontation. I had to put the guy down, but I felt bad about it.
What do you do when that happens? Like, is there like, I don't know, rangers or some shit you bring that to?
Yeah, it's some paperwork. Um, I mean, reasonably speaking, any park or wildlife service doesn't expect you to carry the animal around with you, but you do have to report it pretty promptly.
Yeah.
Like, let them know where it was when it died and stuff like that.
You know, hiking was sounding pretty good, but now there's bears and bobcats.
I mean, there are nicer places to hike. I just play a little rough.
I mean, it's kind of that funny thing about being out in nature. I guess there's a surprising amount of nature out there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Damnedest thing
God,
I like.
yeah. A lot of the other thing you got to worry about, which is why I fucking had a piece on me in the first place, um, was copperheads. Fucking copper. I fucking hate copperheads.
You carried a gun for snakes.
Yeah, you just load it with snake shot.
It slowly reaches for the laptop again. The hell is snake shot?
So I want you to imagine like how a shotgun shell works, but in a smaller format that you can load into a revolver specifically for snakes.
All right.
So just brought it out with me, made sure it was loaded up, and honestly, that Bob wasn't too spry when things were starting, so I had to change it over to something I was going to work on the Bobcat, and that happened. But no, I had to kill a few snakes, and that one Bob, and otherwise, I really haven't had any serious issues with wildlife.
Again, he like pokes through. Like, huh. Like actually looks at a YouTube video where they've got like essentially plastic snakes like tied up to a board just to show you, and they zoom in and he's like, oh. There's like a spattering of little holes in the cardboard around it, like, oh, that'll do it.
Yeah, I just felt like a shotgun would be overkill.
Yeah, that sounds like overkill for a snake.
But no,
Huh.
otherwise, it's a real beautiful country. Not a lot of people around.
Would you think I was an asshole if I came out and gave it a go?
No, I wouldn't think you were an asshole. Tell you to be a little more careful than normal, just because there's been reports lately. I'm not 100% sure what the fuck is going on, but uh, put it this way, the locals been getting restless.
Around where?
Sadly, around the fucking trails I usually go on.
Just kind of a
Ne-
grimace.
yeah, I mean, I know a guy who his whole job is guiding people like you um, up and down those mountains, and he's shut things down for the time being. That's how it's gotten. He's the one who tipped me off to it.
Nope. I guess I will just set that back on the old personal calendar.
I mean, or just pick a nicer fucking park, man. like, look at this way. We're in Alexandria. Friggin', it's not a far drive to, I don't know, fucking pretty much anywhere in the state.
It's kind of a snicker. Nah, you ain't wrong. There's about 80 parks in the state, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Just give the mountains a little leeway for now, huh?
I mean, you may as well get some practice in before you tackle a mountain.
I don't know. You ever see how families, every time they go to do hiking trips, it's always to the mountains? Like, straight up, 0 to mountain.
Yeah, but like those movies always end in fucking disaster.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, shit, I've watched plenty of movies where like maybe the family was a little more responsible, went to like a nicer park or campgrounds, shit wouldn't have happened.
What, you're not feeling Camp Crystal Lake?
I am not feeling Camp Crystal Lake.
Yeah, I thought you were into all that ooky spooky stuff now. Maybe that's right
Doesn't
up
mean
your
I want
alley.
to get. I mean, doesn't mean I want to get friggin' ripped in half by a murder golem.
Don't want to get macheted.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine how fucking bizarre it would be for the last thing you hear is just ch.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think I could live with knowing that's the last thing I heard. Not that I have to worry about it, technically, but
I mean, technically we'd be safe as long as we don't travel in a co-ed party where people immediately start having sex.
True. Oh, you finally like takes a moment because I had a little bit of weight. I know you were asking about weird shit earlier, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing weird, you know, kind of the usual for me. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention that part of the reason for the sabbaticals, I took a pretty high stakes case. I did a damn good job. Looks over, like, damn right I did. But I get the sneaky suspicion that there's some people not especially pleased that particular man is in jail now. And gonna be rotting a good long time.
Well,
Seen the same car a couple times. That's why I didn't go to the bar today.
you call it in.
Oh yeah, I mean it's the usual. Again, he kind of hand waves it like it's something he's accustomed to. It's the usual. Do some paperwork. I've seen some shit, but I mean, let's face it, the cops don't really move unless there's something especially tangible. Like maybe if they had the car on record, maybe
or any of the
if
people driving it.
Yeah, exactly. But just seeing some shit, well, I can start a paper trail, but kind of shrugs.
Oh, I gotcha.
So there's that, and that's thrilling. By which I mean an excuse to sit home and, at this point, I'm about to order a canvas and some paint off Amazon and start watching some Bob Ross with serious intent.
All
'Cause,
right, man.
going out ain't looking so good. Kind of like that. Ugh.
Yeah, probably not.
So yeah, here's hoping I'm some sort of freakish prodigy. Otherwise, we are going to be oversaturated in really bad paintings.
I mean, it's like anything. You're going to start and you're going to have to work at it for a long time, but eventually you're going to get somewhere.
We'll know I've hit peak skill when I develop the kind of like gestures over his head, like to the afro gesture.
Yeah, they're not mistakes. They're happy trees.
Happy little accidents.
As Bill takes like a scan out the window.
I mean, you're still in the neighborhood, and you can totally roll alertness. Take a little sneak peek from where you're sat.
Bill is suspicion. It's 5 or 6 depending.
Jesus Christ. I mean, you take some eagle eye glance, like, you manage to just kind of work it in, so it's not especially noticeable that you're scanning. But you get a quick glance at the windows, and you just happen to be one of those spots where you have a really good idea of what's out on the road right now. Like, you can even see part of the driveway from the living room, apparently. And yeah, I mean, this isn't one of those things where there might be something there I didn't see. It's one of those cases where you take a glance out, and I mean, there's nothing going on. This is late morning, like, / early afternoon on a weekday. People who are rolling out for their jobs have already left. There might be, you've got the one old couple just across the street and like 2 houses down, and you can see the old fellow on his little riding mower. But yeah, it's pretty clear and peaceful, at least here.
Like I'm watching you, John Deere. Securing that. Bill's internal plans shift. Because now, yeah, he's hanging out with his brother. But now that he's identified even one iota of something suspicious, well, we'll be hanging out and we'll just see what happens if something happens. Yeah, we'll hang out for a little longer than fucking intended.
One moment.
Now, some of you may be wondering, how do I do
This voice for so long. It's got to be hard in the throat, right?
And when I was first doing it, you're absolutely correct. I was doing it way too hard.
So it wasn't just kind of casual like this. It was a lot deeper like this. Like I've been smoking for 20 years.
And forcing that is not great. But it was just one of those things where I had to calibrate it to a certain timbre. And that's how I
Got to where I am today.
Okay. So, yeah, you guys hang out for a while, and let's face it, it's shooting the shit. It's shooting the shit. There's some idle TV in the background. At some point, he like is flipping around and catches Supernatural, and there's that moment where he makes the troll face at you, like eh.
Bill is stoic. He's just going to enjoy Sam and Dean Winchester for who they are.
Yeah, to
Two
be
people
fair,
that
it's also
talk about their feelings.
to be fair, it's also really entertaining. So you guys catch an episode of Supernatural, because why not?
It's always funny when you watch Supernatural with your sibling and watch them fucking quibble.
Yep, and by the time the episode's over, he kind of looks over and she's like, "You ever grow out your hair that long? I'm calling it."
I don't think I could afford the shampoo and conditioner.
Yeah. Yeah, that's some fucking movie magic is what that is. Finally clicks the TV off. So fuck it. Now I got some company. Let's fucking get out of here.
Might want to change out the robe first.
I had thought about it.
Yeah.
This is some people at Walmart level shit. So he like gets up, sets aside the now long empty coffee cup. Yeah, heads up to change.
And when he heads up to change, that's Bill's like magical time to check how his gun's doing. Check how his mace is doing. They're both probably doing pretty good.
I mean, they're doing how they do.
Just quickly tucks that shit back before his brother goes back.
I mean, you got a second.
No, you may wonder why I carry these items. The hint is that they're a magical tool that will help us later.
Oh my god.
See, now he still looks like he's thinking, but he looks like he's trying to process some shit somebody just said that he just can't fucking believe they said it, but we have to look like people in front of company.
What?
Continue. The Earth is flat, you say? Oh, I see.
Oh. So yeah, Calvin finally comes back down, and I mean, probably the most casual shit you've ever seen him in. He looks like people. Where's the suit? Didn't know he owned anything but suits and a fancy robe. But sure enough, he's got people clothes.
This is an expression of his artist's soul.
It is.
And like perfectly parted hair, Jesus Christ.
Perfectly.
Look how crisp his beard is. Okay, we're gonna stop talking about Chris Evans for like 2 seconds.
But we could talk about Chris Evans for a while.
The rest of the scene is just us talking about Chris Evans. I'm not gonna lie, that shirt is so fucking tight that all I can think about is a scene in Captain America. I want to say it's Captain America Civil War where he like held the building and the helicopter and he's just flexing.
Look, sometimes you gotta flex.
Dude, it was possibly one of the greatest bicep flexes just by himself. As fucking like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Carl Weathers together flexing. It was that good of a flex, and it was just Chris Evans. He basically broke bicep history. Okay, we're moving on from Chris Evans.
I'm enjoying your little your subtitle there. Now that I've bothered to look at it.
Yeah, you liking that?
I'm digging it. All right. So your brother comes down, snags his keys out of habit, though kind of pauses. So I have no idea where the fuck we're going. But we're getting out of the house because fuck this.
Yeah, we can take my car. I'm blocking off your driveway anyhow.
What the, he like leans over, looks out the window, looks back at you. Who parks like that? Who actually like gesturing to the who does that?
Bill's just laughing like that as he walked out the door.
No, but really though, as he's following, who does that?
Oh, I know it drives the security guard nuts.
Oh Christ! Then yeah, he gets out, locks the door, comes a trotting down, like does the quick like pocket check. Are you like this? Then one last time as he gets into the passenger seat, shaking his head. No, he does, as you finally hop in, kind of glares over. So, new ride?
Yeah, this is just a sedan I normally use. Got the Mustang out on loan.
You got a Mustang.
I just had to.
Those things are literally run on hate, right?
And discontent.
As he just pulls out.
True enough.
And Bill will drive the vehicle out. And he's just so fucking serious about following the internal speed limit of this community. Not because he cares, but because this gives him the maximum ability to smile and wave at the security guard like, fuck you.
And as you guys finally pull out past the security gate, he looks over one last time. But seriously, though, why are you like this?
2 years of working at a paper company.
Checks up.
And the brothers are driving
They are.
out to take Alexandria and Alexandria's parking meters by storm.
Yeah, that checks out.
But the true question is where two young men go when one of them has found his calling as a painter of canvases and the other is some asshole with money.
Let's face it, they're both kind of some assholes with money. And
This is true.
Calvin doesn't seem to have a particular place he especially wants to go. He started being cooped up in the house. And seems to feel a little more secure going out with company.
I don't know dick about Alexandria, I'm going to be real with you.
I suppose the real question here, because I do not have a PP, is what the fuck do guys go and fucking do when they're bored? Because I get the feeling it's not going to the local mall.
I mean, going to the local mall is an option. However, I don't know, man. Like, usually there's an event of some kind that would be goable to. I have no idea. There are plenty of stupid places where you can fucking smack balls with sticks. And usually there's a section of these places where stickball, just the art of smacking the stick with the ball for the sake of smacking the stick with the ball, and vice versa, is doable. There are also, I mean, I don't know, like, if Alexandria has the kind of place where you can just bumble around for no fucking reason, but like I said, I don't know shit about Alexandria, but there's got to be places. There's got to at least be like a fucking Dave and Buster's or something.
Oh yeah, if nothing else, yeah, fuck it.
Fuck it, let's be children, but now with money.
But now with money and booze.
Aha! So these two grown men go to Dave and Buster's on a Sunday.
Fuck it. Do what they want.
We didn't have childhoods, but luckily now we can with money.
Ah, fuck it. Let's. Oh Jesus, this is about to be a travesty. I can tell.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
All right, let me quickly.
Are you gonna try to pull up a picture of fucking Dave and Buster's?
Maybe.
Are you sure you don't want to use the majesty of the human imagination?
I just like having set pieces. Eee.
Okay. In the meantime, what I imagine is that there's probably like a parking area, like a place where you can park your car. You'll just
Sure
have to
there
pay
is.
later. And then they will hoof it the rest of the way to the Dave and Buster's.
Yep. Yeah, you find like a fucking parking area. Probably a parking deck nearby.
Yeah, probably. Bill keeps his little ticket in the wallet so he didn't lose it.
So responsible.
Lost tickets are expensive.
Not gonna lie, even your brother just kind of laid there, like, because let's face it, most people just kind of tuck them in in their pocket. The fact that he like, I imagine Bill's the kind of person who like tidily wraps that around the card so it won't slide out and puts it in the wallet, and your brother just leans over. So responsible.
Well, I have to be. I'm the president and CEO of Williamson and Sons. Kind of
How is that whole
example.
Sons thing going, by the way? As you two start walking.
Look, I imagine that if this company goes on long enough, at some point in its history, I will have sired sons. And if I have daughters, then I will hold them up high, like in the fucking Lion King, and I will proclaim this girl is my son.
Wouldn't put it past you for a second. Don't you think me teasing you is bad? God help you. You ever get engaged? I know you never see it, but mom is. Whew.
She is 120% ready for me to continue the Williamson line. I know.
Oh yeah. She is all about some grandkids.
Wondering when I will meet that kind and saintly woman who will be willing to put up with me and my bullshit.
At least long enough to make babies.
Hmm.
So that she can then dote on and take many pictures of the babies.
That's at least 9 months of my bullshit.
That is quite a lot of bullshit. But hey, and he like finally slings the arm around his shoulder. If I can pull it off, anyone can.
That makes Bill laugh.
The demure hand to the chest.
That makes Bill break down laughing.
I'm not gonna lie, I'll have a grin on as you guys are toddling out of the parking deck. And you know what? Give me an alertness.
Okay.
Do it.
Yet if I upgraded my alertness on this guy, I did not. It's fine though. Yes.
Yes. You are correct. The answer is yes. What was the specialty again?
Detail oriented.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, you're gonna get a lot more than I was planning to give you then. So as you guys, walk out of the parking deck, basically, hitting the sidewalk so you can get to the goddamn Dave and Buster's. So not only do you catch what I was originally planning to give you, which is that your brother, he's a little subtle about it, but there's that casual glance down either side of the street, not checking for traffic. He's looking to see if there's a car. He doesn't make a big thing out of it. It's just, you see him do the little scan. More to the point, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes. Your brother doesn't see shit, but you happen to notice as you see him do that. You take a glance yourself. Not even parked up on the same deck you were on, but parked up close enough to the end that you can kind of see the top of the car. Could have sworn you saw that one. It's not a particular thing. It's just like it's a very distinct model. Not a particularly interesting color, anything like that. It's just you kind of glance up and go, huh, could have sworn I saw them down the street. As you were driving along.
Hey, Calvin, you were telling me earlier about your recent problems in this world, right?
Yep.
Were those problems in a shape of a gray sedan? Probably a pretty recent year.
There's like a pause and a thoughtful blank. Um, Where's it in? No, I've been seeing a different one.
Okay,
Why?
don't look back. Um, I don't know. It's just maybe I'm just seeing shit, but I could have sworn the same gray sedan has been getting awful fucking friendly with us ever since about a mile ago.
Okay.
It has nothing yet.
Just a nod. To his credit, he does not look, temptation aside. Okay. I suppose we'll keep an eye out when we get in, unless you think we should deviate somewhere else.
There are very few people stupid enough to walk into a place as populated and camera filled as this and do something. Come on.
Alright. And yeah, Dee will just walk with you to the Dave and Buster's.
And yeah, they'll go in. I don't quite know how it works at Dave and Buster's, but I imagine you get somebody seats you. I don't know.
Yeah, you can do seating or you can like just do a bar tab, whatever. Usually there's a table or something where you can drop your crap if you want to or eat. But there's also just a big old fucking arcade section. And the terrifying thing is that all those beautiful, beautiful arcade machines. One moment. All those beautiful arcade machines, they've got credit card slots.
That's fucking terrifying. But for
Oh,
now,
yeah.
we're just going to enjoy some wholesome games and beers.
And yeah, that's pretty much the deal. Your brother seems to have been here before. And yeah, he'll let him get you guys a table, mostly just so he has somewhere to leave the fucking pitcher. So that you guys can just do that. And that way you can drink however much. And a pitcher at a time is a lot cheaper than a glass at a time.
That being said, Bill will like ease off on the drinking now that he's like partially kind of on the clock here.
Oh yeah. I mean, let's put it this way. Calvin gets the pitcher and he gets a glass, but he is not exactly going ham right now. He's got it mostly to have it because it's kind of what's
Gotcha.
expected.
But you know what? For now, we're gonna play some games. They're gonna eat. It's a very public place with a lot of cameras,
Is there any public place with a lot of cameras?
so we're just gonna enjoy that for now.
Yay.
But sadly, I think there's only so many hours these two can burn.
Yeah, you guys do manage to stay at it for a while, but I mean, sooner or later, even with the good food, two of you are gonna run out of fucking like interest, if nothing else.
Yeah, probably interest before money. Let's be real. Which point it will sadly be time to head back to the vehicle.
Okay, you stand there for a while. You will more than once, because I mean, after 2 alertness rolls like that, I'm not gonna make you roll every time. I mean, you'll more than once catch your brother kind of glancing around and not making a big deal of it, just keeping an eye. Looking to
Eventually,
see if there's
Bill
anyone he
is
recognizes.
Just gonna be like, easy, man, easy. Nothing's gonna happen in here.
And yeah, he just kind of glances over. No, probably not. But
This is likely the creepy part because Bill seems to be speaking with authority at this point.
no, not with this many cameras. But I thought I'd see if I recognized anyone at least, you know?
Yeah.
But I guess we can't stay in here forever, and we probably shouldn't have stayed past dark.
Probably not, no, but We are here. Our car's over there. And I have sobered enough to drive it.
Kind of claps you on the shoulder. Good plan, buddy.
Yeah.
And they make the approach.
All right, so you guys get paid up. The other cool thing they do is like you get a little Dave and Buster's card, and once you've gotten all your tickets and shit, you can literally have it counted out on a card. So you can come
Sweet.
back and like cash them in.
Fucking sweet.
It's pretty spiffy. Let's see if I can find. What I want here. Which doesn't seem to exist in subtle for some reason. Let's try this. Because doing things on the fly means pulling up pictures on the fly.
On the way into the parking deck, Bill will eye fuck the signage around like where people would like foot traffic back in to see if there are any of the ubiquitous signs talking about cameras on it or not.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there are signs suggesting that there's camera security, especially around like. You'll notice the signs mostly exist around the little I mean not turnstiles, but you get what I mean. Like the entrance area and the little thingy there where they can have a person set up to take cash if they need to or whatever. But it's mostly around that area. That it suggests that there is totally cameras, but I mean,
What-
I'll let you alertness it.
Yeah, I was like, what does the reality of my former alertness checks tell me?
I mean, the reality of your alertness being what it is that you're really not seeing a lot of cameras out on the actual decks. Like, once you walk past the entrance area, like, you imagine there might be something in or around the elevator. But when you're actually walking across one of the decks, you're really not seeing shit.
Okay.
Like, there may be some in, like, the corners, but they're not. It's not any kind of very efficient coverage.
Great. Excellent.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Fuck it. We'll use the power of our imagination.
Okay. Power of imagination. Here we go.
You're way too ready.
Time for Slayer.
So yeah, go ahead and you and your bro, take the little elevator up to your deck because let's face it, the quickest, most efficient way to get there is the good idea. So as the elevator opens, would you like to give me a quick alertness to scan the area?
Dice have failed me. I have not botched, but they have failed me.
They have failed you, at least for the moment. So yeah, you and your brother, you take the elevator up. Your brother's, let's face it, he's nervous. And, I mean, if nothing else, you've got a pretty good bet, considering you've been with him this whole time. He's not packing or anything. So he is understandably nervous, and he's had his hand kind of in his, or his phone kind of in his hand the whole time.
Okay.
So, as the two of you step out, there's nothing immediately wrong. It's just one of those things where, like, both of you, I mean, you do the quick stand before you even step out. But both of you take a quick glance around, orient on the car, and just, I assume, start, walking it. That quick business-like clip.
Oh,
What will you
Bill's
be doing?
immediate concerns are about like the view into the back seat of the car and under the car.
All right. So as the two of you are walking to the car, I'm gonna do a roll. I'm actually gonna check my chart. And that's a decent pull for an adept person. Sidekick, this is not the time. I've got some
Sidekick
shit to
hates
do.
confrontation.
Sidekick really does hate confrontation.
Sidekick wants us all to get along.
Sidekick is going to have to learn to cope with the inherent violence of a werewolf venue. Okay, I'll use roll 20. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Didn't want to have nice things anyways. But I do not need d20s.
But it sure wants you to use them.
Really does. On the bright side, that is not an especially good shot.
Ooh.
But it does make contact, definitely. And your brother can't soak lethal. Haha! So what is going to happen, old buddy, old pal, old friendo, is basically you guys are approaching the car. You've already got eyes kind of like looking into the back window. Because, like I said, you did a quick scan. You've been on point till now. You don't necessarily have reason to expect anything out there. But as you're oriented on the back seat, there is I mean, you know what gunfire sounds like. There is a loud the loud crack of probably a sidearm. And sure enough, your brother kind of grunts in pain. It's like, "Oh fuck."
Get down! As Bill pulls out his own gun.
He doesn't fucking hesitate. He wants to live.
Is there anything for Bill to shoot at?
Aha. Give me an alertness just to see how much it'll like ratchet your diff, because let's face it, they're kind of got cover, but
God damn it.
tweaks. That's okay. They're still there. They've just got some cover.
Okay.
It's all good in this. I mean, it's not good, but that's okay. All right.
Yeah.
Let me pull up this doc so I can actually remember how cover works and how much you get for what. Concealment. Ooh, they are lucky. All right. So these guys are not completely undercover. I mean, you see the guy pop up and ducks back around, because I mean, there's like, the areas where there's ramps going up and down, and there's the big old columns there. He ducks back around that for a moment, though you do catch sight of him. Your brother hits the fucking dirt. And is not being a giant baby about it, but is just kind of going, "Fuck me, what the fuck?" and like checking himself out. Though he does glance up and is like, holy shit, you've got a gun?
Not the time.
Yep. All right, would you like to fire back?
I would.
All right. Are you willing to take the time to time it out for when he rolls around and you've got less cover to deal with?
Yes.
Or are you going to just start cracking off, like, essentially cover fire?
No, I'm willing to try to nail this guy.
All right. Then you will be firing at only +1 diff, as he has to roll most of the way out to get around the column to take a shot.
Would you like me to roll?
Hmm?
Would you like me to roll?
Yes.
Miss.
I mean, if nothing else, you don't hit him, but I mean, you see the little piff as it hits the concrete, and the guy ducks back real fast, like, whoo!
And now they know I have a gun too.
Give me one more alertness check. This is sound based.
That's more like it.
Beautiful. You will hear, like, I mean, you don't hear distinct words, but you hear kind of the buzz of a radio, essentially.
The buzz of a radio.
Essentially, like the guy's radioing someone.
Oh, this is about to get more ugly than I counted on. Calvin, crawl under the car.
Under the
Like
car.
they're near a car, I imagine.
I mean, you damn near got to yours.
Yeah.
Get under it. Don't come out until I tell you to.
Are you about to fucking try to gunfight a bunch of hired thugs?
I'm about to do something. Get under the fucking car.
All right. Give me you know what? Da 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 da. Make Bob use socials. You got some leadership. Give me some leadership. You do get your well, I guess you don't get pure breed. You don't have any, but that's
No, I don't
okay.
have any.
Oh, go ahead.
Muddy buddy.
You're a
One.
buddy. Oh my god. I mean, it's enough. He starts to protest, but let's face it, you look fucking dead serious. And so, yeah, he doesn't like it. But all things considered, he also does not want to die. He's like, I'm calling the fucking cops. This is ridiculous. As he fucking literally starts trying to shuffle his way under the car. You can tell at a glance. He's been winged and he's bleeding, but it's nothing serious.
Bill will take care of that later.
Oh, you might change your mind about that in a second.
As Bill shifts into Krynos.
Oh, Jesus.
You said there wasn't much camera coverage. I'm taking advantage. Thanks to my sick rolls, Bill knows where the cameras are, and that these guys probably also picked this area because it's not covered.
I know. It's almost like shitty fucking... Mostly so that you can advertise that they're their cameras, not picking up details. Makes their lives a lot easier. So yeah, your brother gets into the car and you bust Krynos, and there are noises. As he's like, sweet Jesus, fuck! And I imagine you're about to do something impulsive. There, buddy, old friend, old pal.
Bill's just gonna walk him down at this point. He's walked through fucking machine gun fire.
This is not machine gun fire. This is a far cry from machine gun fire. So, here's the scary part. Is that you, the guy pokes his head around and there's kind of like that... I mean, there's some hesitation, but, there will be another shot.
Damn.
Like, one last, like, oh! But that is okay. Just prepare your butt for soak. Not like he's aiming. Jesus.
That being said,
It's
for
not
my
that good a
butt
gun.
for fucking resist pain.
And naturally, because it's you, they soak me 5. As what he's doing is kind of like takes a moment, pauses, cracks off a shot, and then starts running.
I soak 3 of it. I'm coming for them.
Yep. Yep, so take 2. And you said you're blowing for resist pain?
I'm blowing for resist pain.
Let me put this simply. Your movement speed is greater than their movement speed.
Even if it wasn't, I have speed of thought anyway.
Jesus Christ.
They're not walking out of here alive, I don't think.
Probably not. So, what I'm going to do is let you essentially narrate. The guy will probably try to crack off a shot or 2, so give me another quick soak roll. We'll see about essentially how much you're going to take overall. It's not going to be a lot. It is
Okay.
one small pistol. You can tell this guy, like, the person you jump down is... I mean, he's dressed in a very unobtrusive, nice but not too nice kind of way, and you imagine that the small sidearm was all he could get away with hiding.
The only thing Bill really cares about is he's not going to use his claws. He's just going to crush the guy's head.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, give me a Krynos size soak.
Crying soaked. 2 for me.
Krynos soak for 2. So, basically, I'll have you take, like, 2 more as he fires off a couple times, and most of it's wild.
Gotcha.
But there's, like, one good shot, and you shrug most of it off. But, yeah, you can literally chase the guy down, and I will let you narrate how you horrifically kill him while he's trying to fire.
It's one of those things where he reaches out and grabs the guy's head and then mashes it into one of the support beams.
Jesus. And yeah, that one good shot is basically you grab a hold of his head and he just, it's kind of point blank fires off directly at your chest. So that stings. Most of it it doesn't really seem to stick. But yeah, you can absolutely horrifically murder this guy by crushing his head into one of those big cement columns.
Is there anybody else?
Give me a quick alertness. And I'll let you have wolf sight for this because, I mean, it is nighttime and there's movement involved, so you get an extra eye.
Sweet. 2. The roleplay doesn't like me.
I mean, it's enough. You only needed, like, technically 1. So it's... You don't necessarily, It's not that you see another dude. It's that you've got a car rolling up the ramp, pauses, as a gray sedan, and then slams in reverse.
Yeah, I'm activating speed of thought. He doesn't get to leave.
Oh dear. What are you doing? Because speed of thought is faster than he can reverse down a ramp and around a corner.
We're coming straight up and we're lifting the front of the vehicle. So his wheels can spin uselessly in the air.
I was gonna say, I guess most sedans have like front wheel drive, don't they? Or rear wheel drive? I don't remember.
Front wheel drive is like the most common.
Okay. I mean, this is generic sedan B, so I'll give it to you. So give me that let's see. Are you trying to do any damage or just straight lift?
Lift. Grab and lift.
Then we'll make it a strength athletics for you to get up there, snag, plant your feet, and just hoist. And don't forget you have Krynos.
I am well aware. Oh my god, 1.
This dice roller is being fucking cruel. What the shit? Oh, psychic fell completely out of the thingy. That's why. It's there. What you doing, sidekick? me check something. Okay. Sidekick for some reason is logged out in our usual thing, but if you go to the butt chat, there's a spare dice room. And Sidekick is still active in that server.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll do it there.
We'll just use the spare dice room. Reroll that because that was awful.
Slightly better.
Hey, slightly better. Fuck it. Take it. So 2 successes. I'm not going to give them a drive check, mostly because in the confined situation, it's not like they can just belt it straight down a road. They can only go so fast and there's a curve to hit. So basically, as they're hitting that corner and having to try to kind of wildly wheel around, still in reverse, you do manage, I mean, with speed of thought, you absolutely catch up. That was never even a debate. But you manage to hook the claws underneath the front bumper and hoist. Maybe not to the same dramatic effect that you'd thought, or planned for. The angle's kind of wonky, so you're kind of stumbling forward a step to not, lose it. But you do manage to hoist the front wheels up off the ground. So they're spinning. They're not that far off the ground.
Bill will wait until they understand their situation.
I mean, let's face it, you're tall enough that even with the car lifted, you can see into the windshield. And there is flailing and screaming. And, the guy's got a radio in his hand and is like, fuck me sideways, essentially.
Not having a good time.
He's not having a good time. He's having a bad day. This was not part of the plan.
We find ourselves in a stalemate.
We do find ourselves in a stalemate. And what this man is going to do is eventually he is going to, the foot comes off the gas, yeah. But he basically unbuckles, and depending on how you're going to react, he's essentially going to, try to throw himself out the passenger side.
Well, I don't care about the car anymore.
Easy prey.
Ugh.
Yeah, no, that's no longer a problem. Hilariously, Bill will set the car down and let gravity do its job. Because I bet he didn't put it in park, did he?
He didn't put it in park. And the funny thing is, it's just in drive, so it starts just kind of crawling along. Because a car in drive, what maxes out at maybe 5 an hour. So, you put the car down and it starts just kind of wheeling along. It hits the bottom of the ramp and kind of ease a little to the side and just kind of doomp into the column. Enough to damage the bumper, but not enough to do anything serious. Just kind of gunk.
Meanwhile, this guy.
Meanwhile, this dude is at least smart enough, apparently, to head into the cars and start, ducking between them, kind of trying to use them for cover.
All he gets from Bill's...
Still screaming into a radio.
As Bill just starts stalking him. Bill has a mind for cameras, but he also knows this is practically camera non-existent in this area.
It's pretty awful. It's you get the feeling that even if their cameras are working, these are the quality of hey, blobby shapes. Yeah.
It's one of those things where Bill, if he has to downshift Will, he's keeping an eye on not revealing the existence of werewolves in Alexandria.
So basically, all is well and good, and you're kind of pacing him. You realize, though, that he is gunning for the elevator, where there's a higher chance of them having a decent camera.
We'll have to speed things up then.
All right, buddy. What you gonna do?
We got to cut him off.
Oh, boy. Narrate for me, as this man is, scrabbling between cars, occasionally having to, hop over bumpers that are too close together.
Bill gets a running start. And then jumps to get in front of him. Because I feel like speed of thought can afford him like the acceleration to make a jump like that.
Oh yeah. Give me some of that athletics, and because you have speed of thought active, take like 2 extra dice to do a crazy maneuver.
Okay.
As you try to like plop yourself right in one of the empty parking spots.
Boom.
Beautiful. That is
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Lovely. Yeah, so you take a fucking running start, quick as a fucking wink, and launch yourself over and into one of the parking spots right as he's coming up on it, essentially. So you will briefly have him in snag range. Would you like to? I'd say basically, if you want to narratively spend a rage to do it very quickly, you can probably
Yeah.
snag him before he has a chance to backpedal.
I will happily spend a rage to do that.
Do it.
And he will hold him up with his arms, like pinning him to his torso. And Krynos can use limited English, so it's just bringing him up to the snarling face. Talk!
There's a lot of screaming happening.
Shakes him hard once. Your boss, talk!
There's a lot of babbling. You're pretty sure this guy peed himself, and yeah, he's not in good shape. He's not, for what it's worth, it's not delirium, but funny thing about getting grabbed by a Krynos-sized guru, your will to live just whew.
Useless. Crushes his head with the other hand.
Oh, well, that happens.
Plop.
Plop. You now have the blood of 2 men's craniums on your hands. Congratulations.
But we didn't leave a single claw mark, and that's what's important.
You did not. But you now have 2 head-smushed corpses and a car that is in drive and trying valiantly to continue coasting into this column. Which is not working out really. It's just kind of staying very firmly butted up against it.
Bill will go back. We'll wait for his wounds to heal and go back down to Hamid.
Yup.
Actually, you know what? He'll take the time to like gather the corpses in one convenient place.
Mhm.
And then he'll go back down to Hamid. You can come out now.
Where are you going to put him?
He'll work on that once he knows Calvin's on his way.
Well, it's more like if you're gathering up the corpses first, where are you gathering them?
He'll set them down near where the gunfight erupted.
All right. Are you reverting before you come back over to talk to Calvin? Or try to coax Calvin out?
Yes.
Calvin is under your car. And is... he's got pretty quiet, to be fair. Because there's things happening and noises, and no, that didn't sound good.
You can come out now.
Bill, I'm going to need you to do me a solid.
Yeah.
And tell me you put something in my fucking beer.
We will talk after I am done working on this situation, but I need you to come out right now.
Okay. It's everything. Are you finally starts kind of doing that scrunch? His fucking clothes are scuffed up and ruined at this point, but kind of shoulder elbow crawls his way out from under the car. Fuck.
These are the keys to my car.
Hey.
You're going to take my car and you're going to drive back to your place.
There's a moment. Then finally, you can tell it's like the urge to protest is there, and then there's just kind of a nod. Okay.
I, on the other hand, have to deal with this fucking mess.
Are you coming back?
Oh, yeah. But But I can't just leave this lying here.
Okay. I am going to go home. And
Oh, I'm sorry. Fucking give me a second.
And he'll take his gun out, and he'll take out the one spent casing and put it in his pocket, load a new bullet in, and hand it over.
Keep this with you.
do you proceed to thrust a gun into your brother's hand? And he just kind
Yes.
of blinks at it like, okay. Nod. Gun.
It's a 44, so it's got some real fucking kick, but it's a solid piece.
Okay. I will take this and go home. And you will find your way back.
And I will find my way back. This isn't my first rodeo.
Okay. Yep. And he just, you know what? This man is not Grace under fire, and he could be screaming and stuff. But you know what? This seems like a good way to completely disengage from this situation. So he finally kind of nods and looks a little bit shocked, but gets in the car. Again, like there's a little bit of bleeding, like he got clipped in like an arm, but it's nothing considerable, and it's
So
you might want some stitches, but meh.
Bill's going to go retrieve the car from earlier, which likely the keys are still in the ignition.
Oh yeah, they are.
He will
It's still
drive it up
running and
to where
everything.
the dead people are, and he will put those motherfuckers in the trunk.
There's definitely some splatters about, but you can.
This
You
is
can
not
totally,
the cleanest thing Bill has ever done.
Yep, you can definitely hoist 2 corpses into a trunk.
He will then get in the car and drive it out.
All right, where you going?
Oh, that's a good question.
As I load back up my beautiful scenic Alexandria here.
Bill knows that logically he's not going to make it all the way to their usual dumping site in the Blue Ridge with this fucking car. No way, no how. The bumper pretty much ensured that. So he will have to drive this thing to an out-of-the-way place in Alexandria, take the 2 corpses out, put them in the driver and passenger seat, dump it full of gas, and light it on fire.
Oh! That's definitely an acceptable tactic.
Well, I mean, it will get discovered, as will their charred bodies, but it will look like criminal people got caught up in a criminal thing and died a very criminal death.
All right, do me some intelligence streetwise. See if you find how good a place you find to dump these guys.
I want you to know that my specialty in intelligence is probability calculation.
That's beautiful. Yes, it will.
And I'm
absolutely
spending
apply.
a fucking willpower.
You beautiful bastard. Do it.
Oh, quackulate me some quackulates,
1,
because
2,
that
3,
is a total
4.
of 4.
Yeah, you I mean, Alexandria is your hometown. So I mean, you know the areas that you weren't supposed to go into or were just a bad idea to be around. And honestly, you've gotten a lot more aware since of these kinds of things. So yeah, you find a good place out where there's like some abandoned warehouses and crap that I mean, you know, someone will come find it, but it's gonna be a while. Like, it's not gonna be till someone starts, sees the smoke that anyone's gonna pay any attention, and that'll probably still take a minute. So yeah, where are you getting the gasoline to douse it with?
Siphoning out the car's tank.
That'll work. Fuck it.
Ain't gonna take the risk buying additional gas.
Yeah. And let's face it, I'm not gonna quibble with you over where you're gonna get a hose. So, yeah, you can siphon it out. Tastes lovely, by the
Bill
way.
will do things he's not proud of to get that hose, okay?
Yeah, you siphon it. It don't taste good, but you manage to get it spraying out of the fucking thing and just douse the fucking car. And I'm not going to quibble with you over a lighter either. If you don't have one, I'm
Bill's
sure
a
one of the
smoker.
corpses does. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been well established over the scenes. Bill's a smoker.
Yep. So yeah, you light that bitch up. You walk away. You wear your sunglasses at night. That's what you doing, buddy.
Bill will walk a very long and appreciable distance,
Mm-hmm.
and then he'll just get a cab from a less like seedy part of town, so it's
On a
not too
nice
directly
long
associated.
walk.
Yeah, it's gonna be like poor Cal's gonna be waiting for hours, man.
Yeah. Cal's not dying of anxiety, but yeah, you take a nice long walk and eventually get a hold of like a cab or an Uber or whatever the hell. You do see the fire truck roll past at one point, or at least hear it and see the lights down the way. And the police cars. What a shame. Because you're calmly walking down a sidewalk.
Yeah, it's almost like you would look suspicious if you were running, so he just doesn't.
Madness. Alright, you take the cab back. That poor cabbie. Got some nerves. But he gets you there and drops you at the entrance to the nice neighborhood.
Beep boop boop boop. I'm allowed in.
You get a frowny face from security guy as you walk through the gate as opposed to driving.
Walk back to Calvin's house and ring the doorbell like an asshole.
Like an asshole would do.
At this hour of the night, like an asshole.
And I mean, let's face it, you ring the doorbell and there's like some movement and then a pause. And then some movement as he comes. I mean, you can hear him making it quick time to the door. And I mean, at least he has the fucking sense of mind to, like, check the peephole before he opens it. But yeah, he flings it open. You should get inside.
Yeah.
Close this door behind you.
Give me my
Rapidly.
gun back.
Yeah, it's in there.
Thanks.
And yeah, essentially in the living room situation again. Your gun is on the coffee table. There, it's on one side, and over next to where Calvin was sitting before, there is a bottle of whiskey and a glass.
Bill will tuck
And
the
his
gun
phone.
away and then upend the fucking whiskey bottle. Ah, boom. Oh. Oh shit! Come here! Come here! Come here!
Okay.
And my intelligence is 4. My empathy is 2.
So did you
And what's my difficulty for Calvin over here? 5.
I think it defaults to 5 technically by book. Well, there you go.
Calvin doesn't have a wound problem anymore.
Oh.
There you go. All better.
Oh. Like pulls around the hole in his sleeve like, "Oh.
I mean, I wouldn't keep the shirt, but
No. No, no. No, this shirt is fucked."
yeah, considering I already kind of let the proverbial cat out of the bag, may as well do the helpful part too.
Please tell me there was something about it.
Sit down.
That doesn't sound like there was something above here.
No.
Did you just turn into Satan?
No. 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 Satan's a pretty nice guy, though. All right.
You know, if this
Take
is
it
what
easy on
happens
him.
when people take up hiking, I am definitely not taking up hiking. He makes like
Ow.
the slashing
Ow.
gesture with the hand as he sits.
Cal.
You can tell he's like not completely sauced, but he's partway there.
Who have you called so far?
I told Carlita to have a spa day.
Okay. Cool. So, The good news is that I'm your brother and I love you.
Okay.
The bad news is that there are definitely people trying to kill you. And I did not probably kill all of them today. I'll be working on that in the future. And I'm going to stress to you that it's really important you don't fucking tell people about this, but I am what is colloquially known as a werewolf.
Sage nodding over the glass of whiskey. Your feet were enormous.
I am well aware I have taken that form before.
Like, really big.
I know.
You had, like, velociraptor claws.
Which sadly I was not able to use today, but yes, they are there.
Nodding. Drains part of the glass of whiskey. So, is that, he makes a little just, no? Like, there's a little voice crack, like, is that, no?
Newish, it's been this way for a few months.
Oh. Few months.
I discovered my condition when a former coworker tried to shoot me in the head. In my own home, no less.
You know what I'm saying? don't know.
It's hereditary, but seems to have passed over you
Okay.
and mom and dad and Carlita.
He just runs the tally instead of all the kinfolk he's been in close contact with.
Carlita. Blink.
So this condition, like I said, is hereditary, and I have a way of sensing people who are of the bloodline, so to speak. Carlita would happen to be one of them, though I'm not sure where her ancestry comes from.
Ah.
Nor am I sure of how much she knows. After all, you didn't know shit about this until today.
No, I did not.
Now, normally, things of this nature don't touch the lives of normal people, even if they're tangentially related like you are. But what you saw today was every day for me, pretty much, since the change.
Okay.
When you become like me, you get wrapped up in a lot of pretty awful shit.
Things like ghosts and
The ghosts are a different can of worms that you don't want to get into.
different. Nodding.
And
That's not That's not a no ghost don't exist, Calvin. That's ridiculous.
well, they certainly do exist. They're just not your problem.
Oh. There anything else I should maybe know about?
You're
Anything else that'll try to eat me?
vampires.
Vampires. Yeah.
Now,
Of course there's vampires. Of course.
which brings us to your current issue. See, normal people who aren't related to werewolves or werewolves themselves or directly supernatural, when I take that big form, they freak out. Now, I mean, regularly freak out. They enter a level of psychosis that is fucking unparalleled and makes them very easy pickings. That did not happen today, which tells me that these people could be one of anything. They could have been like you, tangentially related. They could be the servants of a vampire. They could be spiritually corrupted enough to make them resistant. I don't know yet. I just know that they're organized and some of my tricks won't quite work on them. And seeing as how I'm currently dealing both with this and with a group of other werewolves who are not big fans of me and my friends,
Oh.
this is interesting. That is why I was asking you if anything was out of the ordinary. I was trying to ascertain if some of my current enemies knew about you.
Yeah. No, I got these ones all by myself. Drains the glass.
I'm going to be staying in town for the foreseeable future unless I have to get called away. I'm going to be
Okay.
taking steps to resolve this for you.
You know, I think I'm going to stick with my Bob Ross plan. As he's, like, shakily refilling the glass.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, bud. You just weren't too far off the mark when you were making those certified badass jokes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm, sorry I had to find out this way.
No, that's for you. Like, almost as if it's one of those things he's, like, kind of remembered as you pointed out the joke. It's like just a like generic yellow shipping envelope over on a side table. He just kind of points out.
Goes and takes a look at it.
Yeah, it seems like your brother was taking the joke all the way to the fucking goal line. There's definitely a certified badass certificate framed and whatnot in the thing.
Bill just laughs.
Mm,
That's a good one.
yep. Yeah. I did not appreciate how accurate that was. Just
I
gonna.
didn't want you to. If I had my way, you would have been insulated from this forever.
Well, I have. Hmm.
But no, Cal, sadly, there are ghouls and ghosts and all kinds of things that go bump in the night. I'd really appreciate you not telling people about it.
I was not considering mentioning them. I'm pretty sure it sounded like at least a double homicide. No, that
I meant the werewolf part.
that is how I end up in the psych ward.
Yeah. Honestly, this could be as bad as the last time I handled something like this. It could be less. I don't know yet. You kind of lose count after a while, you know?
Yeah, of course. Uh, this is completely insane.
I know. Fucking first time something like this happened, I puked my fucking guts out. Thought I'd finally
Did
gone
that.
crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yep. Refilling now. Pretty sure this won't make it through till morning, as he is again. Just it is a mechanical process of refill glass, slowly empty glass.
You should get some rest.
Like the mouth kind of opens, close with the nod. Yep. I am going to do
Listen,
that.
people like that don't tend to try again twice in a row, especially not when they receive a bloody nose they weren't counting on.
Yep, I will, case files. Good morning. Nods.
Yeah. Whatever you have access to, I'd appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Okay. Night Cow.
Uh-huh. And yeah, it's the autopilot. It's just like, okay, I am going to bed. This is me. Getting up, taking this glass with me, and going to bed.
Bill will sit down and put on coffee.
What's Bill gonna be doing?
Um, hmm. Bill cannot move much until the whole case files thing becomes a reality, because then he'll know where to start. So Bill will hold vigil for the moment while he contemplates a very long call to Anton to explain himself.
All right, is there anything else you would like to accomplish in this scene?
No.
All right, then for now, we will say thank you, player, for playing, and we will see you next time in another scene for Lost Cub.